Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Breaking the Men Code, our International Men's Day special, where we finally talk about the stuff men feel, but somehow they never say. Today, I've got someone who gets people, leadership, and the pressures that come with both. Mr. Prateek Mathur, Head of Marketing, SAP Success Factors, Asia Pacific, and Japan.
Hi everyone, and thanks so much, Vaishnavi and Team ObserveNow, for having me. I wish everyone joining in today a happy Men's Day, right? And I hope you'll find our conversation worth your while.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prateek, for being here and wishing you and all the men out there a very happy Men's Day. All right, so today's theme, this one hits home: mental well being and the big, awkward, overdue conversation around vulnerability. Mr. Prateek, just real talk straight from your heart. I'm throwing 21 quick questions at you. Please answer from the gut. So, are we ready?
Are you good to go?
Great, then
Moving
let's
on.
go. Mr. Prateek, please tell me, do men talk enough about mental health yet?
I think they started to. One of the clear answers would be no, but I think there is improvement over time. I was looking at some stats, like there is an M site, an app for mental health, and they talked about increase in queries coming from men from by 125% in last 4 years. We also see some of the celebrities coming up, like the great Rock, the famous Hollywood star, and even Prince Harry and close home Amir Khan. The kind of they are basically opening up about mental health issues. So it's starting, but I don't think we are there yet. So answer is yes and no.
Right, that sets the tone. Why do men still hide when they're struggling?
I think men are primarily task oriented, so they feel that they can easily move on without really addressing the emotion that they're feeling to the next task, right? So it's kind of how they are wired, right? And that kind of those unaddressed emotions keeps piling on.
All right. Mr. Prateek, do you feel comfortable talking about stress openly?
I'll say yes and no. There is a circle where I can, of course, discuss this, but if I'd say openly everywhere, I'm not sure. But yes, there are people that I'd confide in.
Interesting. And when it gets really tough, is it getting easier for men to say, I'm not okay?
Yes, as I said, there are celebrities who are showing the way in a way, right? So people will follow. But there is also a lot of help now. And I would see the HR in many organizations taking the lead in terms of creating programs, both for men, women, and all employees, really. But if I look at corporate India and the urban India, that's one part of the story. But if you look at the rural areas, there's still I don't think that's there's much change in that environment yet.
Okay. Speaking of emotions now, what's one emotion men should show more often?
I don't think it's about one emotion. It's about just being true to your emotions, right? Hiding behind the mask of masculinity should just go away. You should be your true self. So I won't say it's one emotion. It's just be true to yourself. Show what you are, what you're feeling.
Love that. And on the flip side, what's one thing that instantly lifts your mood?
I think that's music, really. So if I'm down, my therapy is just to go and listen to some nice music.
Absolutely. Simple things really matter in life, I believe.
That's right.
Now, about strength. Why do men still link strength with silence?
Well, I think men is really grown up with this notion of, men don't cry. Mard ko dard nahi hota, that. So they have this kind of, and they kind of with that lack the skill to express themselves. So, and whenever there are tough situations, of course, of flight or flight instincts kick in. So basically, silence is one of the best ways to show that you're strong, and you just get behind that, hide behind the silence, really. I think that's why, and it kind of manifests as strength, but I think it's clearly not that, really, in my
True, and
opinion.
hopefully mindsets are shifting. Please tell me, are men finally redefining what strong means?
Defining what strong means, right? So, see, I think one thing that you need to know, and while the depression rates are higher in women, suicidal rates are higher in men, right? So, would defining strong mean, as I said, it's a beginning. There is definitely a long way to go right now. Even today's stats doesn't really prove that men have been able to, overcome that straitjacket definition of, being strong, being, so there is a long way to go. So yeah, it's starting, but not there yet.
Okay, that's a very critical fact shared here for our audience. What helps men feel seen and heard?
I think it's just about the recognition, right? The acceptance of their efforts and what they are trying to do, right? That itself, because men are not very good at, bragging about themselves or what they are trying to do, but just accepting their struggle. That itself is what probably men need today.
That's powerful, and yet I believe some topics are still awkward. Is therapy still taboo among men?
I think therapy today is still taboo across all men, women alike, right? But yes, more so in men, I'd say. I agree. It is. We don't openly go to, therapists, counselors, openly discussing our issues. Many of our listeners, I'd say that probably many of us, including myself and others, are going through some mental, kind of pressures that probably a therapist could address better. But we don't prioritize it that much.
Right, and emotions bring me to this one. Do men today cry more freely?
Well, they are. I think men are beginning to show that, as I said, in their confined circles. But I don't think men do cry that often. They would probably hide their tears, and some other emotions, anger or something else, right? But it won't. I think it's not. Men don't feel like crying too much. They don't. Yeah.
Because we have grown up hearing, as you said, boys don't cry.
Okay.
All right. Do you think being able to show your emotions or cry is a sign of weakness?
I would say in on a contrary, it's kind of strength, right? In a way, because it takes a lot of courage to show your vulnerability. So I don't think it's a sign of weakness, but if you're able to do that, really, I would say that that's the real strength.
Well
You're
said.
letting your emotion out and you're addressing it, and then you're moving on towards next, rather. Yeah.
Well said. Let's talk self care now. What's your go to mental reset, Mr. Prateek?
For me, there are quite a few things that I do. I like music, as I said, obviously is meditation at times. I do poetry, play a bit of table tennis, etc. So all these things, and of course, spending time with family. So there are a lot of such things that I try to indulge. It's not just one thing, but quite a few of them that help
Lovely.
get my mind. Yeah.
Lovely. Now, for the men holding everything in, what would you tell them? What would you tell men afraid of opening up?
Like one of the famous comedians said, Russell Peter, be a man. But just being a poet, I'd probably have few lines that I can say to men who are not opening up quite a bit. Like if you allow me, I'll just recite few lines that I'd written. Be a man strong enough to show you can cry. Don't hide behind that toxic mask. You don't have to fear or be shy. Break free from the straitjacket masculinity. You are not a robber with rules to comply. Be a human. You are meant to be accepting and expressing emotions that will make you feel alive. So that's my message.
Oh my God, that's so deep and lovely. I just love that perspective. And now, speaking of openness, do you think vulnerability is a strength or is it a weakness?
I think it can be, as I said, transformed into a strength, right? If you keep something buried inside you, the chances are that you are not going to act with your optimal self, with your best, bringing the best out of you. So showing your vulnerability, addressing it, and then moving on makes you a much stronger person, who can basically is ready to go and face the world. Carrying that burden all the time, getting those issues with you is not the best thing to do. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Great. Let's now talk habits. Do you prioritize mental health as much as physical health?
I'll try to, but to be honest, I think when the time is limited, it does take a backseat. But I'm trying to be a little more disciplined about it.
Okay. Do you ever take time off just for yourself?
Like, well, yes, of course, with my some of my hobbies, as I said, so I do try to take time, if not on a daily basis, at least at a certain frequency within a week, where I can take time off and just rejuvenate a little bit.
All right. And this is my absolute favorite one, Mr. Pradeek. How do you balance ambition and peace of mind?
Well, ambition and peace of mind, if I, for some, it's ambition is the peace of mind. But I'd probably put it this way that, see, and any ambition that you're trying to achieve, any, goal that you are after, you have to be your best to achieve it in the most, effective manner, right? True. And to be your best, you need to be at peace with yourself. So I think it's related. If even if you achieve whatever in your life, but if you're not uh, at peace within yourself, then I don't think you would even be able to enjoy that accomplishment, right? So I think in a way it's these two are related. Peace of mind lead to a true realization of ambition.
All right. Talking of ambition, what's your coping mechanism for tough decisions?
Well, I think one of the tough aspects of tough decisions is carries the burden of the negative aspects of any decision that you take, right? So the best way to cope up with any decision is to probably look at why you have taken that decision, what's the bigger picture, and think about the positivity and move on with the task, really. So keeping yourself positive, not to dwell into the negative aspects of what might happen in your own and it's sometimes our own imagination working against us, right? So when you've taken a decision, stick to it, look at the positive aspects and move on. That's what I'd say.
Love that. Now let's zoom out to all men. If you had a billboard message for Men's Day, what would it say?
I would say, just like you've heard, being human, but I would say just be human and embrace the full range of emotions that you'd have, right? Without any prejudice, without any fear.
Beautiful. Last one. What's your mantra for a stress free life in just 3 words?
Okay. I'd say probably, since I'm talking about emotions and all that, I'll say feel them. So feel it, um, heal it, and be alive.
Perfect. What a powerful way to close. Mr. Prateek, that was refreshingly honest, the kind of conversation men need but rarely get. Thank you for being so open, so real, and setting the tone for healthier masculinity. To everyone watching out there, strength isn't pretending you're fine. Strength is saying what's real. And mental well being starts the moment you start hiding. This is ObserveNow Media signing off. We'll be back with more truth, more stories, and more conversations that actually matter. Thank you so much, Mr. Prateek, for being here, and a very happy International Men's Day to you and all the men out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vaishnavi, and thank you, Observe Now team as well. Take care.